much for joining me for this full-length Pilates mat class where we'll be working with resistance. So I have a circle band or a booty band. I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side for right now, so we won't need it for the first part of class. And I have a stretchy band. We're going to go ahead and begin with the stretchy band on our backs doing footwork. So we're going to use the stretchy band in this part of the class like we would feet springs. Not feet and straps, but feet springs if you're working from the tower. So you're going to have to resist and think of pressing through the band rather than just moving the carriage. It's a different feeling, as you know if you've worked with the springs before. So we're going to hold on gently behind the backs of our knees, tuck our tail, roll back. I'm going to draw my knees in tight to my chest. I'm going to fold my band in half, basically. Whoop. And I'm going to open it up. It doesn't matter if it's completely folded in half, we'll be fine. And I'm going to place my band, I'm going to have my feet in parallel. I'm going to place the band so it hangs a little bit over my toes. Because we don't, it's easier to keep the band under your feet if it's just a little bit over your toes and over the ball of your feet and toes. So you can see the bottom of my feet. I'm going to hold up on the band. So I'm not pulling the band, right? The band's pretty loose, but there is some tension because I don't have any slack, but not really. I mean, I can hold it here with one finger and it's fine. So from there, I'm going to grip the band between my pointer finger and my thumb, and then I'm going to drop my elbows down to the mat. So my biceps are flat on the mat, my elbows and my biceps are hugging my ribs. I'm in a nice neutral spine. I'm going to extend to tabletop first. I'm going to find the neutral spine here. I'm going to flex my feet. If the band feels funky, I'm going to walk my feet around a little to try to make the band feel a little better on my feet. I'm staying in parallel here. I'm squeezing my legs together, wrapping my glutes, squeezing my inner thighs. I'm thinking of narrowing my pelvis by tweezing my sits bones gently to draw everything in towards the midline or the belly button line of my body. So from there, I'm going to press my legs up. I'm going to press them up a little higher than I normally would have first because I'm pressing through my heels. My toes already wanted to take over, so I need to press through my heels a little bit more, release my toes. I'm going to pull back to tabletop. Nothing in my back should have moved. So I'm going to press my legs out again. If you drop them an inch or so lower, you should. And pull it back. Now drop your shoulders by squeezing under your arms more. We're continuing. Let's talk about breath work. Let's inhale as we extend. And exhale as we pull. Inhale to extend. Give your neck a nice little nod from side to side. Say, no thank you, neck. Do not get into this exercise. You're just going to loosen it up a little bit. It's not part of the exercise. It's just to lengthen your neck and really relax. Now, on this one, we're going to stay out. We're going to point our toes, so we pointed our foot, but not our toes. So our toes are pulling back, but the ball of our foot and our ankle are pointed. This is called a prehensile toe position, or a demi-point or forced arch position, or a Las Vegas high heel position. So we're flexing our foot and pointing our foot while holding this position. Drop your belly button to your spine, sink your back ribs into the mat, squeeze under your arms. Keep a nice flat sacrum. You shouldn't be tilting towards your tailbone and arching in your back. If you find that's the case, bring your legs up a little higher. One more. Now flex your feet and draw your feet back in to tabletop. Now from there, we're going to walk our feet to a Pilates V position if you can with the band. So in the Pilates V position, it's going to be a tighter frog. We're going to have our arms and our hands in the same position, but our heels are going to be together, our toes are apart, and our knees are apart. But our knees are tracking over our big toes, saying that like our knees are wider than our toes or more narrow than our toes. So we're going to squeeze our heels together, which is going to engage our inner thighs, and then we're going to find that demi-point position with our toes again. And we're going to press through using this position with our toes pulling back for the next couple exercises. So I'm going to extend my legs away, squeezing everything up, 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 and in, rotating the femur and the hip socket to maintain my turnout position and pull it back to a tabletop frog. And extend. Tweeze the seat strongly here. So really squeeze those sits bones together and drop that lower abdominal area, wrapping the ribs, drawing them together as if you're wearing a corset as you extend your legs. Squeeze under the arms. We're going to do 2 more. One more full one, and then we're going to extend one more time. And now extend. Now don't move your arms or your biceps. Your forearms will travel a little bit. Float your legs up towards the ceiling in the Pilates V position with the toes pulled back, the rest of the foot pointed, and lower it back, down, down, down to your working level where your back is not moving around or shifting on the mat. And lift and lower, pressing energy out through the band. Squeeze your glutes strongly the whole time and lift and lower it down to working level. And lift it up and lower it down. Working level's at about a 90-degree position. It could be lower or higher depending on your body. If you feel any arching in your back, you've gone too far and your body cannot support the weight or the load of your legs, lift it up slightly. Let's do 2 more. I think this feels nice. And 1 more. Now, pull it back into the tabletop frog. A little tighter because we're going to walk our feet back in parallel. Arms are back in the original position. Float your elbows slightly off the mat. Squeeze those elbows and biceps into your ribs. Come to a tabletop position with a flex foot. We're going to do some curl-ups. We're going to inhale, exhale, curl up. Try not to move your arms that much. They'll move a little bit, right? But they should still be helping to support your legs so you can really focus as you exhale on drawing your ribs to your hips and keeping your tailbone area flat. So your sacrum should be completely flat. You shouldn't tilt towards your tailbone. Sorry, I have a fuzz in my mouth. On this next one, we're going to add on. So we're going to inhale, exhale to curl up and extend our legs to working level. Our arms will extend when we do this. We're going to pull our legs back in. We're going to squeeze those biceps into the ribs, lower our head, neck, and shoulder. Lift our head, neck, and shoulder, extend our legs, extend our arms. Now, we're still making sure we have a nice flat sacrum here. We're going to pull our legs back in, squeeze our elbows in towards our body, hovering off the mat still, and lower. On this next one, we're going to curl up, and we're going to do the hundreds. So curl up, extend your legs, extend your arms. Bring your legs up an inch so that they don't flop around when you're doing the hundreds. So bring them up an inch, and now you can pulse and really support your legs. Whereas if you're down here, sometimes your legs get a little wobbly. That's going to hurt your back a little bit. So lift them up just a little bit. We're adding a little bit extra here. And we're going to begin pumping. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of thinking about dragging your fingers down to the mat, think of extending them long towards the end of the mat. So we're going to inhale continuously for 5. And exhale as if we're fogging a mirror for 5. So really flatten that sacrum, squeeze your glutes and inner thighs, drive the tips of your ribs at the bottom to the top tips of your hips. Make sure you're not crunching your chin to your chest. You want to imagine you have an apple or orange under your chin. You're trying to hold snugly there, but not squeeze. Now drop your legs an inch for the last 2. Final set. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw your legs in, give them a hug, but don't release your band. We are going to leave our left foot in and extend our right foot on the mat. Bring your right foot to the ceiling. Again, we're going to find that same position where our foot and our ankle, or where our ankle is pointed, but our toes are pulling back. That prehensile position. So I'm going to take both bands, both sides of the band in my left hand. I'm going to squeeze my elbows into my ribs, so my right arm's up in a 90-degree position as well. I'm sorry, this fuzz is killing me. Okay, I got it, I think. Inhale, exhale to curl up. Hover your right leg off. We're going to do scissors. So we're going to reach energy out of that left leg as we extend it, and then we're going to switch. And we're gonna reach energy out of the left leg. Your left leg is supported, so really find the length is what we're going for here. The resistance band is helping us to find the length and the strength in our leg as we do this movement. Our forearm is going to move, but our bicep is not. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. Now, left leg up to the ceiling, right leg on the mat. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Plate your biceps down. Really widen across the collarbone. Soften the sternum. Don't flare your ribs to get here. Make sure they're still sinking into the mat. We're going to do leg circles. They're going to be small. Our legs are going to come across our body, down, and exhale to lift. So inhale across, and exhale down. Again, really lengthen through your leg and work those tiny little muscles that you don't think of working when you don't have any resistance at all. Right arms up at 90 degrees still. Now, stop right there. Squeeze those biceps into the ribs. Plant those arms into the mat. And inhale the leg away from you as you reverse. And exhale across the body back up. Now inhale away from you. And exhale back up. Do not rock off the right hip. I'm sorry. You shouldn't feel any weight lifting off your right hip. We're completely stable and just stirring our leg in the air. 1 more. Now, legs to tabletop. Hover your elbows up again and squeeze the biceps into the ribs and curl up. Now we're going to extend our left leg away and pull it back to tabletop. And inhale to extend and exhale to pull. And inhale to extend. Really reaching energy through the leg. So resist against the band. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 1 more. Nothing on this side of the body should be shifting or moving off the mat or lifting. Bend your head, neck, and shoulders. Take both bands in both hands. Ooh, my strokes. I'm having lots of problems today, huh? Take your right foot, place it in the band. Take your left foot, straighten it on the ground. Now, make sure you still have a little bit of band coming up over your toe. Leave the hands in the position that they're in, but take both sides of the band in the right hand. Draw the elbows down to the mat, both in a 90-degree position, especially your left arm. Now, hover them up, squeezing them into your ribs. Hover them up off the mat. We're going to inhale, exhale to curl up. Float our left leg off the mat for scissors. So we're in the prehensile position with our right foot, which is the toes pulled back, the rest of the foot pointed. And we're really extending through the band. See if you can find the same feeling in the left leg that you did when the band was on it, but now that the band is gone, you're still finding that length. That's what the exercise should feel like all the time, guys. It's so easy to fall out of practice unless you use a resistance band once in a while. Now here's 8. Right leg up, left leg down, all the way to the mat. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Plant your biceps in, squeeze them towards your ribs. Don't flare your ribs when you do this, right? Nice, soft, open collarbone. Nice, soft, open sternum. We're gonna do our leg circles. So really reach energy up through the leg, but really plant that back hip into the mat. Inhale across the body and exhale it back up. Again, we're just thinking of stirring our leg up to the ceiling. Don't forget to squeeze the left glute to help stability. And inhale and exhale across. Let's do 1 more. I can really feel this in my calf when I really extend. And now we're going to reverse. We're going to inhale away and exhale back up. I got real excited. I felt my left ribs float off. Make sure that you're really sinking them down into the mat. Here's 4. And here is 5. Draw that knee into your chest. Remove the band. Leave it doubled up. And just hold on to the other side. So we've doubled up our band. We're extending both legs long. My hands are over my shoulders, and then I'm going to sink my shoulders down. The band is not over my nose, it's not over my neck, it's not over my nipples, it's right below. Right at the bra strap, or where the 12th rib and the sternum meet. And from there, I'm going to sink my shoulders down. If I flex my hands back, I'm very much in a plank position here. So this is where the band will stay as we come down onto our backs. It's not going to float up too high. And come up into the ribs. We really want to find that connection underneath the arms. Really squeeze under the arms and give the band a gentle pull with just your pinky, with your pointer, and your thumb. So extend your legs long by stretching energy out of them like we just worked on in the band. We're going to do roll-ups. We're going to inhale, lift our head and shoulders, drawing our wrist towards your hip. Keep that rounded position as if you're coming over a barrel, and round over looking in at your knees. Now inhale as you pull back, pulling the band apart gently to keep a nice wide shoulder blade collarbone situation. When your sacrum hits, exhale down and float the band up over your sternum 12th rib. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to pull back. When your sacrum hit, exhale to lower. Now on the way up, we're going to inhale. When our sacrum begins to peel off, we're going to give a nice loud exhale to fold over our legs. So the sacrum is where we exhale. Inhale again. Exhale as the sacrum pulls off. Inhale to pull back. Exhale as the sacrum touches down. Let's do 2 more. Dropping your belly button to your spine the whole time. Now on this next one, we're going to roll up, sit up tall, scoot your glutes towards your heels. Take the band, slip it underneath, I like it underneath my balls of my feet. I like to stretch it out a little bit more in case it rolled up. I'm going to hold the band back in the original position. I'm going to draw my knees together. I am doing a parallel rolling like a ball here. Usually I like to do it in a Pilates V, but with the band it's easier to find the position in parallel. So I'm going to hover my legs off. I'm going to reach my hands in towards my ankle bones, and then I'm going to pull back with a bicep curl. It's going to tighten up on my rounding forward just a little bit. I'm going to look in towards my knees. My toes are pulled back. If you have back problems, neck problems, osteoporosis, or osteopenia, please do not do this exercise. Pull it back. We're going to maintain this position the whole time. If you feel your back slapping into the ground or not rolling up or rounding up properly, you are not finding enough articulation through your low back. It could be a variety of reasons, but really think of rounding forward to stretch out the low back while you do this exercise. So we're going to inhale back only to the tips of our shoulder blades so we don't rock onto our cervical spine, and exhale forward. If you don't make it up on one, don't worry about it. It happens to me every time. So we're going to inhale back. Exhale up. Loud, embarrassing exhale. Inhale. Pull down, squeeze under the arms. I'm a huge fan of the loud, embarrassing exhale. If you're a person who embarrasses easily, this probably isn't for you. But if you're a person who really wants to find the next level of connection deep in your body in an exercise, this is the one for you. Oh no, I missed it. I'm gonna do it again. One more. Good. Release the band, not your feet. See if you can keep your knees together and articulate down as slowly as you can to the mat. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders briefly. Bring your legs to tabletop. Band over your sternum in that original roll-up position. Inhale, exhale to curl up. Try to reach the band over your knees, so don't rest the band on your knees, basically. But if you don't make it there, that's fine too. We're going to do elbow to knee. So I'm going to extend my right leg As I rotate strongly to the left, don't allow your arm to drop to that. If you did, please note that you lost that position and you're losing the connection in your obliques. Inhale through the center. The more you keep the band in the original position and allow your upper body to do the rotation, the more oblique work you're going to get. So the work is only happening from the belly button above. So nothing in your sacrum should be shifting. Inhale through center and exhale the opposite direction. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. We have 2 more to each side. I love working with resistance bands. It helps me find deeper connections in my body. Inhale back through center. Gently hold on behind your knees and rock up. I still have a hold of my band. I'm going to scooch back. I'm going to separate my feet. Hip distance are a little bit wider. Please no wider than your mat. I'm going to unfold my band. I'm going to hold it between both my hands, a little wider than usual because it's between my thumb. I've hooked it in my thumb, between my thumb and near my pointer finger, and I'm just going to flip it over my back. It'll probably roll a little bit. This is life. We're going to do saw from here, but I'm really reaching energy at long to bring my fingertips nice and apart. My hands are slightly in my periphery. I've really extended my legs out so that I have energy shooting up the tops of my legs. I've really extended out to my knees. If you have tight hamstrings, go ahead and take your legs, give me a micro bend, press in through the heels, and really connect through your core for this exercise. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to rotate to the left. Flip your back palm up and dive down. Really the real work here is keeping the length through either side of your arms, so the fingertips to really pull the band. So rather than thinking of how far you can dive, think of how far you can pull your shoulder blades apart by pulling the band apart. Inhale and exhale, dive, and saw through toe. So same work here as we just did an elbow to knee. The rotation comes from the belly button up. So your sits bone shouldn't be shifting. If you were to look at your heels, they shouldn't be moving like this as you do this exercise. The only thing rotating should be your upper body. And exhale to dive. Let's do one more to each side. I lost count. I thought it felt nice. And one more. And come back up to center. Release the band. You can go ahead and place the band to the side for right now. We're going to be using our circle band or our booty band. These are not flattering. Whenever I put them on, I find, so we can all do this together. Let's go ahead and slide the band up over our legs, above our knees. So I have, I don't know, 2 to 3 inches above my knees. You don't want it up too high, you don't want it down too low, right? From there, I'm going to stand up. We're going to be doing standing side leg work today, and we're going to be doing some other leg work with the circle band or booty band today. If you do not have a circle or booty band, you can take your stretchy band and give it a little knot and slip it over your legs as well. So my legs are going to be a little bit wider than hip distance, and then I'm going to bend into a squat position. When I bend, I'm not going to bend like this, swaying out my low back. I'm going to draw my belly button up and in. Think of tucking ever so gently, drawing your abs up and in, and finding a nice hinge body position in a squat. From there, I'm going to go ahead and tie my shirt so we can all see this a little better. I'm going to be working with the right leg first. That being said, my left leg is going to be the leg that's doing all the work. So, or not all the work, but a substantial amount of work. You can have your hands here at your sternum 12 room. You can have your hands here in a T. Give me a little bit more weight in your pinky blade edge if you're here to engage under your arms. I'll start here. I'm going to shift my weight to my left leg. I'm going to lower my right foot. I'm not going to lift out of the bend. And I'm going to lift and lower. Don't lose that tiny little tuck in your pelvis that's helping you to keep from swaying out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on 10 we're going to stay up and pulse up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now bring your leg forward, not losing the bend in your leg, and squeeze your glutes to pull back. Your thigh will not pass the line of your body to go like this because you're going to sway in your back and find a twist. So we're going to pull it forward and squeeze our glutes and pull forward and tweeze our seat. Just a little bit, right? Here's 5. Here's 6. You can see how it looks from the front. 7, 8. There's a lot of booty work. And here's 10. Now, extend your leg so it's right out to your side. Flexed foot with your heel, do 10 small circles. Tuck your tail slightly. And now reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring your foot down real fast. Give it a little shake. Pound it out where you need to. From there, my feet are a little closer because what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my right foot, squat through center, keep the squat as I transfer my weight to my right leg and resist the band to bring my leg in. Think of this as skater on the floor rather than on the reformer. Extend my left leg. I have my hands in prayer here, guys. Squat through the center, keep the squat as I transfer my weight to my left leg, pull my right leg in. Now extend my right leg, squat through center. Keep the squat, pull the left leg in. And left leg, squat, pull the right leg in. One more. Keep the squat, hover the left leg, tuck your tail slightly so you're not swaying out your low back. Arms in a T, lift up and lower. 1, 2. It's always harder on the second side because you've already worked it. 4. Here's 5, 6, abs up and in. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stay up and pulse up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now squeeze it back till your thighs in line with your body and pull it forward, not losing that bend, and pull back. Woo! 3. Here's 4. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't lose that bend in that right leg. 9. Ooh! 10. Keep it back there and extend. Flex that foot. 10 small circles in each direction. Up, lower abs up and in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. Ooh, almost lost my balance. Stand up, pound it out, guys. Bend both legs. We have some more skater squats to do. 2 more exercises here, and then we're going to go ahead. We're going to do some bridging. Then we're going to do some more sideline legs, but lying down. We're going to press our left leg out, squat through center, put the weight in our left leg, and resist the band in on our right leg. Now press out with the right leg, squat through center, transfer the weight, resist as you pull the left leg in. Abs up and in, tuck the pelvis slightly to keep that nice neutral back. 1 more. Now, I'm going to draw your feet in slightly, just so they're a little wider than hip width. And we're going to pulse down, tucking that tail. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay down. Bring your arms up slightly in front of you, hovering just over your knees. and press up. Squeeze your arms behind you as you squeeze your glutes up to standing tall, drawing your abs up and in, wrapping your ribs. Tweeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades as if you're trying to crack a nut, and hinge it forward. Notice how I'm not swayed out in my low back, guys, and squeeze it up and hinge forward. And forward. Here's 4. You want a straight line out to the tip of your head, out through your tailbone. Don't allow your knees to go in or out on the band as you do this. You want to maintain the knees over the toes the whole time. You're controlling the band. The band does not control you. Let's do one more, and inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Now, carefully waddle back over to your mat. We're gonna go ahead and do some bridging here. Let me try to remember which leg we started up. Okay, I'm gonna lay like this because we're gonna start with our sideline legs with our right leg up towards the ceiling. Ooh. I'm going to have my feet separated so my heels are under my sits bones. Not any wider, it's too much on the band, right? It's too much on your outer body. And too close doesn't really do much for you either, maybe. If it does, that's great, but let's go no wider than our sits bones. I'm gonna walk my heels in towards my glutes. I'm going to platform my hands down by my side. We're gonna start with an articulation bridge. Inhale, tuck my tail. Think of driving my knees over my toes by squeezing my glutes and hamstrings. I have a nice soft sternum here, guys, but I'm squeezing my glutes with my hips. I'm not popping into my back. And then I'm going to articulate down. That's the trick to bridging, is squeezing your glutes and using your hamstrings actually to think about doing a hamstring curl to drive your knees over your toes. One more, and we're going to add on here on the articulation bridge. Now, very tiny, put your weight in your right foot and hover your left foot and lower. Now put your weight in your left foot and hover your right foot. Now look at your hips. Make sure they're not dipping when you're doing this. Don't lose the resistance on the band. We're going to 5 on each side, so here's 3. And right foot. Squeeze those glutes, drop those abs, wrap those ribs. Here's 4. Really press in through the heel on the ground. And we'll lift that other foot, just a gentle little of that, just a hover. Just a hover. Hover's our magic word for another exercise today too, so that'll be fun, right? Articulate down. Give your knees a hug real fast. Rock gently from side to side. We're gonna do another bridge exercise with a hinge bridge. So instead of articulating everything at vertebra by vertebra, we're gonna squeeze our glutes and lift. Make sure you don't pop into your cervical spine and you stop at the same position. So, heels underneath your sits bones. Walk your heels in towards your sits bones so they're nice and close. Platform your arms down by your sides. Inhale, exhale, and lift, driving your knees over your toes. And hinge bridge lower so everything hits at the same time. And lift. Take a look. Make sure your knees come down wide to the side or squeezed into the center. And lower. One more and squeeze and lift. Now, using only your glutes and not your knees, which means that this move will be very tight. We're going to pulse out for 10, 9, both legs, 7, 6, 5, 4. You'll really feel it in your glutes if you're doing it right, otherwise you're using your knees. 2, 1. Stop back. Now just your left leg will pulse 10, 9. Make sure that your right leg's not moving. 5. Woo! And 2, 1, come back. No, take a look. Make sure everything's in the center. No, just the right leg will pulse out. 2. Make sure your left leg's not helping. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And lower it down. Give yourself a hug again. Extend your legs up. Go ahead and walk your hands up the backs of your legs. This is my trainer, Katie. This is a stretch she does all the time. Go ahead and tuck your tail. It's going to stretch your glutes and your back. People love to do it because it feels so nice, right? Go ahead and flex up on your feet. We're not done with our circle band. Here's 5. Go ahead and hug your knees in your chest. Rest your feet down. Rest your head and shoulders. Roll to your side. On clamp, you can do it up on your form as long as you're not sinking, or you can do it with your head, neck, and shoulders down, everything lying down, and your arm is a pillow. Make sure that you're lifting up out of your side closest to the mat though and you're not sinking. So to do clam, we're going to lie on our side like we were just talking, not sitting up like I'm doing right now. And we are going to have our elbow underneath our shoulder if this is the position that we're choosing to be in. Our palm's going to be flat. We're going to have a 90-degree position from our body to our thighs, a 90-degree position from our thighs to our calves, and our feet are going to be flexed. We're not lifting our legs here because we added the booty band. Lift your hand up onto your hip. Now open and close. The inside aspects of my feet are still touching the whole time, and I'm not sinking into my back to do this. The movement is coming from a rotation in my hip socket, so it's really a lot of outer glute. If you have a mirror that you can look at, make sure you're not rocking back when you're doing this exercise because it could hurt your low back. There shouldn't be any twisting in the low body. On the next one, stay up and pulse up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower. Now we're going to do sort of a fire hydrant full leg lift, keeping it in the 90-degree bend. So we're going to lift it up and lower back down. Again, don't sink in your low back. If you have a mirror nearby, go ahead and take a look. The movement will be limited by the band. We're not done. We have more exercises to do with the band, so don't wear yourself out on this. Make sure you're getting a nice exercise from it, but just know we have way more reps to do. Here's 9 and 10. Stay open at the top and pulse up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower it down. Place your top hand on the mat. Come onto your knees in a quadruped position. My knees are separated ever so gently, but not so that I can't control the band. So just a little itty bitty separation to help with stability, but they are still drawn together in the center. My wrists are directly under my shoulders. If you need knee support, please find a mat. Please roll up a yoga mat, place it under your knees. Please place a rolled up towel under your knees. If you cannot be on your wrists, please grab some weights and place them down so you don't break your wrist, or come onto your knuckles like this, right under your shoulders. If you find that this exercise starts to bother your wrists, the way to fix that is to put a little bit more weight into the padding of your fingers. Really tent your fingers a little bit, pour more weight into the padding of your fingers so you're not placing all the weight into the palm of your hand. So in the quadruped position, with our knees over our knees under our hips and our wrists under our shoulders, we're going to make our left foot light, or my right leg light. I'm going to flex it, and I'm going to squeeze and pulse it back and lower. Only go as far as you can without swaying in your low back. If you have a mirror nearby, go ahead and take a look. You're limited on your movement by the band. Here's 9. And on 10, we're going to stay up. You guessed, we're going to pulse it and pulse. But really think of tucking the tailbone, the pelvis slightly so you're not swaying out in your low back. Now lower. More work is happening on the leg that is not working. So we're going to fire hydrant to the side, or lift to the side donkey kick and lower back down. And lift to the side and lower. Here's 3. Here's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Stay up and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower. Transfer the weight to your right knee. Make your left knee light. We're going to go ahead and do this side. So go ahead and flex your foot. Ooh, the glutes on the outer glutes and everything on that left leg are sure are screaming or barking like a dog, aren't they? But let's go ahead and lift it up, tucking our tail gently, not allowing our back to sway. 2. 3, 4, 5. Just a little bit, right? It's not going to go up as far as it normally would. 8. Make sure you're not losing that underarm connection. Really squeeze under the arms. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Keep it up and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower and lift to the side and lower. And here's 2, 3. We're almost done with our sideline legs. 5, 6, 7. Make sure you're still firmly planted in the middle of that right leg and you're not shifting your weight over to the side. So stay right in the middle. And 10, and pulse up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower your leg. Now, you can just go ahead and lie down on your right side for clam. I'm going to flip to face the camera. Still on my right side. Again, you can be on your side lying down, or you can be up on your forearm. Whatever you did on the first side, you should do on the second side. So, I'm going to place my shoulder underneath over my elbow. I'm at a 90-degree bend from my body to my thighs, 90 degrees from my thighs to my shins, and then my feet are going to be flexed. Place that hand up on the hip and open and close the knee. So rotate the femur in the hip socket and resist the band back in. Leave the inner aspects of your feet touching. If you have a camera or a mirror nearby, make sure you're not popping into your low back. Ooh, that last exercise has really winded me. Lots of leg work, right? Here's 9. And on 10, stay up and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to lift the whole leg and resist the band back in. So lift and resist. Don't sway back in that low back again, right? Here's 3. Keep breathing. Draw those abs up and in. Squeeze under the arm to lift up. Don't sway it. Sway down towards the mat. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower. Now, we're going to come back onto our hands and knees. Our knees are going to be separated ever so gently. Again, guys, just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and cat-cow. So, draw everything up as if you're punched in the stomach, looking at your thighs. And exhale to lift the chest into cow. And tuck your tail and lift into cat. And allow yourself to come into cow, extending forward, forward, forward. So don't just sink, right? 1 more. While we're here, let's go ahead and add some knee hovers. So go ahead and find a nice plank position. Don't sway out your low back. It's going to not feel so hot. Tuck your toes. Inhale, and as we exhale, we draw our abs up and in, and hover our knees just about an inch off the mat. We're going to hold it here for a second, and we're going to lower. We're going to inhale, exhale, tuck your pelvis gently, and hover your knees. 1 more like this, and then we're going to add on. Squeeze under the arms and hover. Now, when we come up again, we're in flat back here. We're going to pull up into the cat position, the angry cat position, and hold it in a round up before coming back down to neutral. Exhale, tuck your tail. Look in at your legs, hover your knees gently, and come back to neutral as you tap your knees. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your tail, lift, hover those knees. Can you hover them a little less this time? And lower it back down. Now inhale. Tuck your tail and lift. Now lower it down. Hold the band down your knees. Just around your ankles is fine. We're just gonna pull back into a child's pose real fast. Reach your arms up nice and long. Take a couple of really nice deep breaths here. Now articulate up, all the way up to sitting up tall. From there, we're gonna get rid of the band, the circle band, because we're back to the stretchy band, guys. All right, so go ahead and find your stretchy band. We're going to go ahead and double it. I'm going to come down onto my stomach. We're going to be doing some back extension work. Then we're going to be doing teaser and one final stretch exercise, and then we're going to be done today. So I'm going to go ahead and take off my glasses. I've doubled up my band just like I did at the beginning of class. My band is right over my shoulders. I'm going to place my forehead down on the mat. I'm going to gently pull my band apart with my pointer finger and my thumb and pull my shoulders down my back. So I feel a nice engagement in my upper body already. I can go ahead and draw my ribs together and draw my abs up and in. I want to lift my belly button up as if there were ants crawling under my belly button. I'm going to squeeze my glutes, squeeze my inner thighs together. From there, I'm going to inhale as I lift, trying to keep my biceps up by my ears to hover my upper body off the mat in a swan extension, and exhale to lower. Only my upper body's moving. Inhale to lift. Pull down on your shoulder blades to really lengthen through the neck, and exhale, lower. While I have the band pulled apart, I have no problem keeping my abdominals engaged and lifted off the mat for my entire swan. I hope you're able to find the same connection by pulling down on your shoulder blades and drawing your ribs together. Inhale and lift. Now lower down, rest your head and shoulders. We're going to work with the lower body a little bit here. So, squeeze your glutes, don't move anything across the front of your body, and lift your right leg ever so gently by shooting energy out of it, just like we did in the beginning of the class. Imagine there's a band around your leg. And lower. Now float the left leg up. And go ahead and lower. And flip the right leg up. And lower. And left leg. And lower. Now right leg and left leg. Now swim the legs. Inhaling and exhaling. Try not to shift anything in your body. Now, calm your legs. Inhale, exhale to lift your upper body. Pull down and apart on the strap and go ahead and begin swimming. Draw your belly button up and in. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you feel it in your low back, the first thing you should do is draw your belly button up even tighter. If that doesn't work, squeeze your legs together. And if that doesn't work, please quit doing this exercise. One more breath. Pause and lower. Now, we're going to take the band because we're going to be doing a variation of the double leg kick exercise. We're going to bring the band to our low back, but right about our hip bones, right? I'm going to flip my palms up and hold the band right on top of my hip bones. So my pointer finger and my thumb are right on top of my hip bones. I'll hold on to the band gently. Look down at the mat. I'm going to make my legs light, and I'm going to kick my glutes for 3, 2, 1. I'm going to extend my legs long, pull the band apart, hover my upper body up into a swan, reaching long for my toes. Lower my upper body. And then I'm going to kick 1, 2, 3. Pull the band apart and reach and lift. And lower. I don't release the squeeze on my legs the whole time. I like to keep them engaged. They're not necessarily doing anything. They're definitely energetic. Squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades as if you're trying to crack that walnut again. We have 2 more. If this is too much, please find a child's pose. And our final one. And kick. 2, 3, Release the band. Press back into a child's pose. And go ahead and walk up, articulate up, 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 standing up tall. Head should be the last thing to come up. Let's go ahead and do some teaser exercises. My band is still doubled. I'm going to go ahead, extend my legs long in front of me, tuck my tail, roll back. Just like I had in roll up, my band's a little right over my shoulders. I'm pulling it apart gently, widening and flattening my shoulder blades across the mat. I have a nice neutral spine. I'm drawing my ribs together. We're doing classical teaser today. So I'm going to inhale, begin to articulate up. As I begin to come up, my toes are going to pull up. My toes and my eyes are in line. Now, tuck my tail, begin to articulate back. Keep your toes in line with your eyes. So your head and your toes will hit at the same time. Band comes over my sternum 12th rib. Inhale, begin to articulate up, keeping your toes in line with your eyes. Now pull apart in the band using your underarms, not your upper, not your neck for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tuck your tail, keep your eyes in line with your toes. Now one more. Let's go ahead and beat our heels. Just tiny beats for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tuck your tail and roll back. Now, inhale, exhale, articulate up. Legs extend long in front of you. Band goes up to the ceiling. Biceps by your ears. Don't arch your back to get here. If you have to, bring your band in front of your body so you can maintain a nice neutral spine. Reach for the right in the side bend. And back up through center, pulling apart the band, flattening and winding your shoulder blades across the back. Finding that engagement in the ribs. Don't allow the opposite hip to float off. Reach energy up, 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 up. Let's do one more to each side. And to the left. Good. Bring the band in front of you. Don't allow the band to go further than your body. Rotate towards the left, and back through center, and rotate towards the right, and back through center, and the left. Just a little spine twist. Again, this is coming from the belly button above. So if your heels are moving, you're rotating from below the belly button. Come back through center. Now just lift your necklace area where the wall and the ceiling meet, and lower, and lift, tiny little back extension just coming from the upper body. One more. Lower your band, give me a nice inhale, and a nice exhale. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I know it's a deceptively challenging class. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you need any modifications or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you so much and have a great day.